Good afternoon, everyone. Speakers on dais, delegates attending PSU Summit 2014. We take this opportunity to thank the organizers for inviting us and be a part of this learned audience, which includes the head of public sector, senior government officials, and colleagues from diverse industry background. In line with the session, the subject of the session, when we are talking of information technology, what kind of benefits have been accrued by various industries or various organizations, we present our perspective in what way we have taken information technology and been taken a part of our overall offering and serving the society there. The first question, what we start with, transformation, when we are talking from moving from system A to system B, is all about decision. The decision, it's not that why somebody needs to transform. I think it is a matter of survival for everyone. If we do not transform from times, I think our survival itself is on a stake. The question which is importantly what we are asking here is two dimensions to that. The first one being, when do we take that transformation and how much do we take? There can be multiple stages. It may not be kind of possible or it may not be feasible to move from system A to system B in one fraction of a second. But yes, it has to be a gradual approach. So that is something which we are addressing here. And of course, like how much are we going to take in a phased manner and when are we going to take? I think these two critical aspects is something which we are trying to cover from our presentation. Now, being the largest examination services company, a small background about MeritTrac, we are India's largest examination services company in the country. For the last 14 years, we've been there in the industry. And today we cater to more than 300 organizations across the country. That includes, of course, large corporate sector, multinational organizations, but very importantly, public sector organizations, state government bodies, central government bodies, for their various recruitment examinations. We also work with education institutions for the entrance examinations. So largely, wherever there is a scope of examination services, we've got our service offerings to be given to the industry or to the government sector. We cater to more than 75 or 80 government departments, public sector bodies, central and state government, examination bodies, recruitment bodies, for kind of bringing technology or let's say doing something better than what they've been managing their examination system with the offering. And the area with which we work, largely our focus has been there in the recruitment industry. As we said, let's say most of the, let's say Staff Selection Commission, if I was to say, or Public Service Commission, Subordinate Selection Services Board, recruitment examination have been going on for ages. And many a times the services which are being given to the candidates, with the advent of technology, of course, like a lot of convenience has come, a lot of benefits have been given to candidates. So what we have done here is we are looking at primarily any organization who is looking to recruit people, largely 5 key critical components what they are looking for. Of course, everybody is looking for attracting the best talent available in the market. Gaining competitive edge by getting the right kind of people who are skilled, who are knowledgeable, who are able to contribute to the success of organization. So that's one critical dimension every recruiter is looking at. Then we're talking about workplace diversity. Of course, with the economy opening today, workplace is not confined to the 4 walls or traditionally what it has been happening. The global place is the workplace today. So of course, like we interact with a lot of people with a diverse interest, the social systems have been changing, so I think that's another very important aspect over there. Company growth, which is certainly looking, every organization look for that, it's a very inherent service, an inherent feature over there, and equal opportunity employer. Every organization wants to compete with the best of the employers available in the industry, so we have to attract the best of the talent. So our services largely are assigned, addressing these 4 or 5 concerns what a recruiter is looking at. Now, very important aspect when we're talking of a recruitment examination, of course, like there are multiple activities, multiple services, but to an outsider view, if somebody was to take, many of us would have taken examination in maybe one organization or another organization, and as an outsider view, it will appear like, okay, somebody is giving a written test, question papers are being prepared, and examination is getting delivered, and meritorious candidates are then finally getting selected. That's one part, and then obviously test delivery is the second part. Obviously, when the examination is happening at the ground level, today examinations are happening at multiple centers or maybe let's say multiple cities across the country in a single manner. So the entire service delivery has been broken into these 2 components when we talk of examination services. First and foremost, which is the heart of the entire examination, is the question paper related activities, which are back-end activities, which may not be visible to an outsider. And the second component, which is talking about the execution, when the entire operation of examination is happening, which most of the people can see at the ground level. So we have divided our service offering into two components over here. Addressing the first component, which is the test development part, since we've been working with large government organizations, typically I think I would say in the last about 8 to 9 years, we have seen a lot of receptivity has been there from even the government sector organizations in kind of bringing technology for their examination system. All it started off in year 2000 when MeritTrac started. We were largely catering to corporate organizations, multinational organizations, new economy business organizations who were very open for bringing technology and outsourcing some part, because it was not core for any organization to see how the technology is going to help them in their process. But slowly and slowly, I mean, let's say even in the government sector, we have seen a lot of receptivity, openness has been there, and in the last 8 to 9 years, as we say, we work with close to about 75 to 80 departments, government departments across the country, central government, state government, and who have outsourced or rather who would have taken technology in their examination process by making their entire system very kind of efficient for the candidates. Now, first very important thing is while we work with lot many Navratnas in the country here for their recruitment examination, the trend which started off say around maybe 8 to 9 years back, the new things which have been coming across. Any organization typically, when they started off with their recruitment examination, if I talk about management trainees or executive trainees or let's say any diploma or any degree holder, multiple position for the examination happens. We have been conducting examinations for organizations across the country in a single day or single batch itself. We would have done maybe about 3 to 4 lakh of candidates getting tested simultaneously. So that is the scale which gets accrued to the organization, because at their own maybe infrastructure, maybe resources may not be available to an organization, and who would definitely look for a service provider who can extend their examination to the other parts of the country by availing the technology. That's one part. Examination when we prepare, or let's the question paper when this is prepared, it becomes like for what particular role an organization is hiring that individual. So it's understanding for that job description of a candidate. If it is an engineering graduate, question paper have to be designed for that matter. If it is going to be, let's say, from financial field, chartered accountant or various other applications there, medical field, when you're talking of entrance examination you talk about, you have to assess the right skill of that candidate. So it's very important from a question paper setting perspective that what questions am I going to ask from the candidate. It has to be reliable, validated for that particular audience. Otherwise the objective is not met. So question paper setting activity is actually a very, very important activity which we work with subject matter experts. The industry seniors are there who are actually working and designing the question paper, requiring the lot of kind of research and analysis which goes before we particularly take that matter. Another very important trend which has happened in the last 4 or 5 years, particularly in the public sector, when we talk of graduate engineering examinations or management training examinations, most of the organizations, they have designed their question or rather their entire test structure independent to that organization. So if I talk of let's say one organization, it could be maybe BHEL, they would have designed question paper or their entire test process suited only to BHEL. And most of the organizations were doing like that. But last 3-4 years we have seen after that, let's say GATE scores came. So most of the engineering graduates who take the GATE examinations, organization what they thought is instead of I conducting a specialized examination, why not I take candidates who have taken GATE examination and I take their scores and meritorious candidates get eligible over there. But in the first 2 years or 3 years, activity of this particular practice got appreciated by many organizations who adopted this practice. But over the last maybe about 1.5 years, while interacting with many organizations, the trend at least which is getting visible is that the quality of the candidate which comes from GATE scores is more of academic in nature. While we talk of any organization, any operational matter for that matter, business aptitude of a candidate, that doesn't get highlighted because that particular test is designed keeping in mind the higher studies pursuing interest of that particular candidate. So there is a trend which is visible. It may get very clear in the coming days or so. Again, we are going back to the specialized examination being adopted by every organization which is suiting and finding the right set of skill in that candidate. Okay, now another thing very important here is for the last maybe about 35-40 odd years when these examinations have been delivered, It has been a very traditional way of looking at most of us when we would have prepared for examination. It has been paper and pen examination. Initially we started off then with the OMR technology coming in, we were giving OMR based application or examination services and all that. With new technology coming, or with, let's say, options available today, most of the recruiters or recruiting bodies or examination bodies have been looking at why not adopt technology, making their process even more efficient and better. Because transparency is very, very important. Integrity of the examination process is of utmost importance. It cannot be kind of compromised at any point of time because fairness has to be there to each and every candidate, each and every aspirant for the examination. So what we do in the examination with respect to technology is something which we would like to talk to you. Presenting in front of you some snippets which we would have seen in the newspapers. A lot of these actual stories have been there. Some wrongdoings have happened in the examination processes. And most of the large scale or prestigious examination have also not been spared. In fact, like that is what the most of candidates or whosoever the wrong goals, their intention is to break into the examinations and maybe get their fair advantage for them. So what we have done here is, because so far most of these examinations were being done in a very traditional manner, which is OMR based or paper based examination have been there. Many activities which are out of my purview, when the question paper or the test material moves out of my place and goes to the examination center, a lot of loopholes are there, wherein I cannot be assured whether each and every activity is getting monitored as per the desired service levels. So what we have done here is, we have brought technology. A computer-based examination is very known. I mean, most of the departments, most of the organizations today have moved towards computer-based examination. Highlighting here, these are maybe 6 particular points wherein any organization is very, very particular where they should be be sensitive to the examination, right from the question paper printing to the logistics or transit of the question paper, from the printing mechanism to the finally the test center. Storing of the question paper, because obviously the exam gets conducted maybe 1 day or 2 days, spread over multiple days, so that's very important. Impersonation has been catching up very well in the last couple of years. I as a candidate, somebody else appears on my behalf, he clears the examination and I later on call for the interview stage. I think that's one problem that most of the examination bodies have faced. So solution is there today to avoid such kind of things also, to minimize all such issues. Copying is something again we know, it has been going on from our school days. People have been kind of involved in copying and maybe looking at the answers of others and then maybe giving the examination. And of course result processing. So in each of these 6 parameters or 6 areas, we have brought technology in minimizing the risks which are involved in the examination. One statement here, while traditions are good, but we think that being traditional may not be good. In our earlier session today morning, we saw how LSTC has taken the initiative, and in this session itself, best piece of like how they have taken information technology and given the better service to the society or to the aspirants whosoever is there. Something very similar what we have done in the examination. Computer-based examination, as we said, we are pioneers of bringing computer-based examination in the country here. And today many departments with whom we work, cutting across maybe industries, be it corporate sector, government sector, public sector, they have been moving their examination processes to computer-based, which not only is more efficient, it gives much better control, and it is kind of perceived transparent from the candidate's perspective as well. In the year 2000, I guess the early years, if you see GRE, ETS, GMAT, TOEFL examination went online. The trend has moved further. 2003, more organization came. As we move further, many public sector organizations today have moved towards computer-based examination, which include government examination as well. So prestigious examination like IIT GATE or CAT examination, they also have moved computer-based for the last couple of years now. And today, I mean, the trend is very, very clearly visible here, because information technology or whatever is available through the latest technology, it definitely gives all 3 independent entities involved, which is the organization, it could be examination body, second could be the candidate or the aspirant, job aspirant or the entrance examination, and third is the service provider. For each of these 3 entities, there are a lot of service level mechanisms are there. The transparency in the entire examination is there, which brings the utmost benefit to each of them. Today, more than 70 institutions have moved towards computer-based examination. Just giving brief case studies for the last couple of months over here, one of the largest examination body in the country and probably the biggest in the world also, probably biggest, they have moved their examination into computer-based because large number of candidates, even example, State Bank of India today, when they recruit probationary officer, more than 35 to 40 odd lakh candidates apply. Now it is a humongous task for any examination body to go in for examining all these candidates, which ensures fairness, transparency and maintaining integrity of the examination. So far all these processes are being done manually. Wherever technology is coming, it is kind of helping them to take the entire examination process in a much better and a scalable manner. So we have worked with many such initiatives in the country in taking from level A to level B. It could be a gradual phase approach, but that's something. Another, this case study talks about a global organization, which is a university. It's a large university which had to take their entrance examination from paper-based to computer-based examination. So within more than 2 lakh odd candidates were to be tested in a phased manner, and of course, like it was done across the country. Today we have conducted examination in more than 300 cities of the country, practically covering every nook and corner, be it remote cities or tier 2, tier 3 cities. Wherever need is there for conducting examination, today we have solution to take your examination. Towards last, this is another case study which is for the government department who had to recruit some people in the agricultural department. Of course, like it was completely computer-based examination process. Right from candidates, application inviting to each and every stage, payment reconciliation, payment could be made by a debit card, credit card, internet banking, and finally the admit cards are given to the candidate through email, or let's say they can download it from the website. And finally the examination also gets taken computer-based. Just to sum up, examination again, if I was to say maybe let's say 4 or 5 activities, what we have done in bringing technology. The first time talk about the application processing. We have moved away from paper-based applications or handwritten applications to online applications, and there are many organizations within the government space or other corporates who have adopted this technology. Conduct of examination, there are a lot of again people who have taken security and transparency in their examination process and moved online. Many of the government departments also have taken like NTPC, ICAR and so on. Authentication, which we were talking about, impersonation, which is the big issue today faced by the recruiters of the examination bodies. There are ways and methods wherein we capture biometrics of candidates on the examination stage and later verify when they come for the counseling or the joining stage. So again, it eliminates the risk of that impersonation which happens. Again, tried and tested process and service to the government sector which we have done, like GAIN and maybe JIPMER or GSRTC, Gujarat State Road Transport Corporation. And of course, like other solutions in terms of result processing or various other methods which we have done. I mean, a lot of it talks about some of the large organizations or large bodies which we have been working with them on a regular basis. We keep on bringing new facets of technology, new services, so that it can help them to achieve their objective by giving a better transparency in the examination process. That concludes our presentation. Thank you so much for your time. Any questions, whichever it is there, we will be very pleased to answer that. Thank you.